What's up, everybody? Welcome to Neighborly Discourse. I am Billy. With me today, the old man is back.
Yo.
We're here. I think this is episode 143. 143. Those of you who watch on the video, hopefully, if you're watching this, we're back on the video. If not, then it didn't work. The last two episodes, the mouth and the picture did not link up, and I tried to adjust it. It didn't work. So, recap of the AFC, NFC Championship games. Talk about bizarre stuff.
Yeah.
The first game, Philadelphia and Philly and San
49ers.
Francisco. That game there was something else. But the first drive, the second play for 49ers, Purdy gets his elbow hacked, fumbled. But, fumble, be as it, as it may, or whatever the phrase is, wasn't really the concern. It was Purdy got hurt, forearm, elbow, something. He was done for the day. He ended up coming back in. We'll get to that in a minute. But on the their first series, the second play, I believe, or third play, he gets his arm hacked, and he's done. Philadelphia scored on the first drive. Fourth and 6, they throw a nice little pass almost to the end zone. Devontae Smith catches it.
No, he didn't.
Everything goes as it plans. They get a touchdown a couple plays later, come back from the break, and the announcer's like, hey, let's go back and look at this. They go back and look at it. The opposite field angle, he brings the ball in one hand, falls on the ground. You see the ball squirt out underneath his stomach leg area. How that was missed, not sure, because they didn't even rush up to the line of scrimmage. No. Let's go. It was business as usual. No one seemed to look at it.
All the cameras, you'd think that they'd have a guy in every camera.
Yeah, but they come back, and again, they get that play. They go, I think, first down they score, maybe second down, I'm not entirely sure. Either way, they score pretty quickly, and then you come back, hey, look what happened. Now, that being said, that's not a big deal. That was first quarter. Second quarter, 7-7. McCaffrey had a nice touchdown run. That looked good. They're moving. Sanders scores again. It's 14-7, not that big of a deal. At this point, Purdy's out. Josh Johnson is in. So those of you keeping score, that is the San Francisco 49ers' fourth-string quarterback. A guy who probably was on practice squad. I'm not even sure if he was on the team a few weeks ago. Now he's in there in the NFC Championship game. So it's 14-7, and middle to end of the second quarter, still manageable. Snap the ball, hits it right in his hands. He drops it. Instead of falling on it like you're supposed to do, he waits for a second, tries to pick it up, skirts away from him. Then he goes to jump on it. By that time, Philadelphia has it. Turnover. Philly scores again. Now it's 21-7, and I believe Philly starts the half with the ball. So it got out of hand very quickly.
Right there got out of hand.
That was it. Again, so it was its third quarter or the end of the second quarter or the beginning of the third quarter. Sue smashes Johnson. He gets a concussion. He's out. So now your emergency quarterback is
Cafferty.
Yeah, so it's third quarter because I remember seeing Josh Johnson start the fourth quarter, looking out there, thinking to myself, the third quarter, thinking, is Purdy going to be out there? And I see 17 run out there, which I believe was his number. So he gets whacked by Sue, slams him down, concussion. Emergency quarterback time. Is it going to be McCaffrey?
He played one play, I think, quarterback.
He had one quarterback play, yeah. But they brought in Purdy again. Hand the ball. He threw the ball one time the whole second half. He couldn't throw the ball. You could see him. He tried two passes, I think. First one, he got like a 5-yard dump off. McCaffrey took it a little bit. And then the other one, I think, was the fourth quarter.
Same thing. Yeah, a little dump
he had
off.
Nothing. He had no anything. McCaffrey,
no zip on that ball.
Yeah, he could. I mean, he was pushing it. So we're texting back and forth in the group chat, and I'm thinking, we're all laughing. Like, can you imagine we're saying that the 49ers are over because they're on their fourth-string quarterback? Like, their third-string guy's out. They got no chance. Like, think about how good that team is. where you continue dominating, I think, 9 straight, 10 straight wins, something like that, to the NFC Championship game with your third-string quarterback, a rookie, Mr. Irrelevant, and he has a freak injury, can't grip the ball anymore, and you're still in the game up until your fourth-string fumbles the ball, and by that time the wheels are off.
Yeah, it's just stuff.
Philadelphia knows, like, once we get a lead, they're not going to pass back into this game. We're going to just take over.
Destroy them on defense, yeah.
And
that's one hell of a defense.
Both teams were doing it, but yeah, the all-around Philadelphia's team looked solid yesterday. Hurts didn't do anything. The only weird thing that happened when Hurts was it was the fourth quarter. They're up by 4 touchdowns, and then they start doing the quarterback.
Like 3 times straight.
I didn't understand that. You're already you run your quarterback when you're trying to change it up and get things flowing. You're already flowing. There's no need to get your guy in potentially risky situations when you're up by 2 touchdowns.
Because the other team knows you have a bad shoulder. That's what they're going to hit.
Yeah, man. That was weird because you were running the ball with no problem. Scott was running. Sanders 2 touchdowns. Gainwell was getting some hard, tough yards. And you were passing, over the middle with Goddard. You tried the deep stuff once in a while. They were ready for it, but you ran all over them. So why would you run your quarterback when, if you need it, it's 2020. By all means, add that extra step of your offense to it, but you're up 3 to 4 touchdowns at this point. I don't see the need for that.
Me neither.
But I mean,
I don't care if we're running quarterbacks or anything else, so it don't matter to me.
They dominated this game. Minus 155 the money line, minus 3 Philadelphia covered, won by a whole bunch. Over-under 44.5. So Hurts, 15 for 25, 121, no TDs or interceptions. Managed the game with no problem. Gainwell, 14 rushes for 48 yards. Sanders, 11 rushes for 42. Hurts had 11 for 39. Most of those came in the second quarter.
He had 11 rushes?
Yeah, well, my guess is 2 or 3 of those.
The one at the end, where we're playing rushes.
Yeah, my guess is 2 or 3 of those when he's in the backfield and he takes off running and it doesn't count as a sack, it counts as a run.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I didn't see him take off often.
No.
And then Boston Scott, 6 for 21. So you have what, 22? You have about 40 rushes almost for almost 100 yards scattered about everybody.
That's good
and
team,
again,
man.
take away Hurts because I think he only ran the ball 3 or 4 times. The rest were like
take off.
Yeah, and he got tackled like 1 or 2 steps across the line of scrimmage. But that being said, they held the game, nothing too fancy. Hurts didn't have to go balls to the wall passing wise. They controlled that game.
That defense, man.
Yeah, man. They kicked their ass. One thing I was saying, I did not see anywhere, not one guy break a tackle against Philadelphia. They were open field, shoestring tackles, hit him by the back of his knee and his leg collapsed and he fell type stuff. They did not let anybody get by them. They came to play yesterday. Let me see here. Yeah, you had Sue had a couple tackles. Brandon Graham a tackle. Let me see. I'm looking for sacks here. You had 3 sacks of Josh Johnson and Purdy. Sacks for San Francisco, none. No sacks for San Francisco.
That's their strength.
Yeah, so you had Josh Johnson 7 for 13, 74 yards. Purdy 4 for 4 for 23 yards. Again, he came back in and
here's a guy who Purdy started the game, ended the game, 100% completion, and they lost 31-7.
Yeah, see stats.
never
how you interpret the stats. 90.6 QBR. McCaffrey 15 for 84. That was pretty much it. Deebo Samuel 3 for 33. Kittle 3 for 32. McCaffrey 4 for 22. Deebo had a fumble. Turnovers too. Deebo fumble. Josh Johnson fumbled, and Purdy fumble. You give a team like San Francisco, who is really good, Philly, who's really good, extra chances. I think they scored on all their turnovers. At least I don't see how many punts do they have. Kicking, field goal. He punted 4 times in the game. Both punted 4 times, which was strange. That one team couldn't do anything. The other team couldn't be stopped.
Yeah.
I wanted San Francisco to win. I wanted the story of Purdy. I don't mind Philadelphia. I don't watch much of their football. They look solid. That defense is good, and Hurts didn't look like he had to do too much. And again, both went against the top defenses. Again, then in the defenses we saw the later game, they were looking good, but, I mean, these are the two toughest. I mean, again, we were going over the highlights, the stats. Nothing stuck out to me in this game other than Purdy getting hurt and their offense coming to a screeching halt. Not only that, their backup to the backup got hurt, and that really you had nothing to do but run the ball. Your guy couldn't throw the ball.
And they knew it.
The announcer made a good point. Like, listen, put McCaffrey back there. At least you have the threat of running or handing off out of the Wildcat, at least some misdirection. And he's thrown 1 or 2 passes this season. He's not a quarterback, obviously, but he's not going to go out there and throw you a jump ball. He may whip it from time to time. But they refused to do that, and that, again, that was one of the smarter announcer things I heard. At least you have the illusion of 2 people back there, and he'll do something. You can at least try to confuse him.
The Wildcat can work. It works for a while, until they catch on. Like the Miami Dolphins, they did it like for one whole season, and they went from worst to almost to the playoffs, I think.
No, they got that was the year Brady blew his knee out.
Yeah.
Matt Castle ended up almost getting to the playoffs, proving that Brady's part of a system, not
because the Dolphins had that Wildcat. That's why they got in there.
Had a fluke season, yeah.
Yeah, had a fluke season, Miami did.
But you look at this, man, it was, except for Purdy going down, this game, like I said, I told you I was going to pick Philadelphia and root for San Francisco. I ended up just like picking in the last second, and I picked San Francisco. But I wanted to see the story once that was out. Okay.
I think Philadelphia after 2 games was my surest bet, though.
Yeah. I mean, they look good. And they continue to run the ball. The game continued to get – they weren't even trying to pass happy, blow them out. They just ran the ball, and they couldn't be stopped. Same as against the Giants. They're like not trying to run the clock up. They're playing controlled football, but they're getting 6-7 yards a shot, it seemed like, at 1 or 2 drives. So nothing about this game shocked me except for Purdy being out and the offense coming to a screeching halt.
Well, the score, even though there was 30, I guess that's the same. Was it 31 or 37?
31-7.
31-7, yeah.
I mean, second quarter, again, read that it was a minute and 40 seconds they scored, 21 seconds they scored. So in that minute and 20, the game turned right then and there. That fumble was pretty much it. And that wasn't even when he got rocked. That one hit him right in his hands and he just dropped the ball.
Yeah. He tried to pick it up on his knees, I think he was. I mean, where you going, you think, anyhow?
Yeah, just fall on the ball.
On it.
Fall on the ball, get to the next play. That's all you have to do. Yeah, that was a tough one to watch. 13. So that's the NFC game. The AFC, this is the one that bothered me. So we'll get right to we'll cover the game.
A lot of strange calls.
That was by far one of the worst officiating games I've ever seen. I understand you have to look at some. I mean, even the guy that bring in Gene Steratore, which again we're not the biggest fans of these guys talking on the side.
Yeah, too much talk.
But he came in at least once, maybe twice. He's like, listen, I get it. The arm was around the waist, but I didn't see any impeding of the route. I get it in real time. It looks like something, but I mean, I didn't see anything. So he said it a couple of times, and I'm like, yeah, like why are you? I remember there was one play. It was the punting. It was 4th down. It was 3rd and 12 or 3rd and something for Kansas City. I was like, here comes some bullshit flag because this is what's going to happen. And sure enough, there it was. It was holding. It happened to be on Kansas City. But then it was like, oh, they're going to get the ball third down again. Why would you get 3rd down again? Luckily, he went back. He's like, no, decline it. It'll be 4th and 12, not 3rd and 22. Yeah. Don't do that. But some of the plays, man, the calls, but that end of the game, I told Amy, I told Liam this morning, given the stakes of that game, that's the worst play I've ever seen. By far, the worst play I've ever seen, given the stakes of that game. They're at the 50-yard line, or maybe behind the 50. He's running out of bounds. He can barely move. He's gimpy as hell. And I get you're in pursuit, but there's no need to extend your arms when the guy is on the sideline. He is not going to have the lateral movement to be 6 inches from the sideline and stay going forward down the sideline, down towards the end zone. You do not extend your arms at all in that situation.
No. But if he, even though you know he's going out of bounds, if he's in bounds, you hit him. It's the only time you can hit a quarterback almost.
No, you don't go near him.
But if you go back, Joe Burrows, the guy took 2 steps and he laid Burrows out.
Oh, I know.
And no flag. That's the only time I've ever
that.
seen Burrows say anything.
Yeah, I did not understand
I mean, he
that
laid
either.
him out.
there were some very bad calls.
I don't know.
Very bad calls. But that one there, that play, then there's a clip on Instagram we're watching this morning, and it's Pruitt walking behind OC. I think that's how you say his name. What the F? Why are you near the effing quarterback? What the F is wrong with you? Why'd you touch him? Why'd you touch him? I'm for that kind of stuff. I think that's locker room talk, though. No one should have been filming it.
He sat on that bench until
he cried his eyes out, bro.
Broadcast.
And listen, I felt bad for the guy after the initial, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, given the stakes of that game, I'm sorry, you don't go near him. Yeah. He's already running about. There's
You're
already somebody in front of him.
His foot, probably.
Yeah. And like, you could say, I tried to hold up, watch my leg bend backwards. The guy hyperextended his knee. It popped the opposite direction. But you can't extend your arms and on a quarterback, at Mahomes, on their sideline in their stadium. I'm sorry, bro. Refs are human. All that's going to play into it. They're going to throw that flag.
Mahomes is like the Brady guy, too. You're not going to be hit him as much as you can do other quarterbacks.
No, hell no. They're not going to allow that.
They're not going to allow that. People like the personally, I don't care the way he plays, but people love the way he plays.
It was bad. Like yesterday, they say it like it's a fun thing. This is what bothers me about the Chiefs, because I don't. To me, it's a slight kind of at Andy Reid. The guy knows how to put together an offense that very few people can defend. But it was like the first touchdown to Kelsey. They're like, oh, look at this. It's backyard football. Go out, they treasure. They go out and get open. I'm sorry. Andy Reid draws up zone offense where these guys can't cover. But at a certain time, it may be it's breaking down, go get open, like most players, like most quarterbacks, and I'm doing Aaron Rodgers is one of them.
But Kelsey said last week, no, Andy Reid, let's make our own plays up here if we want to. Make our own plays, just like we do in the street. He said it.
I understand it, but at certain times, I don't buy that. They say it, yeah, sure. But they're talking about that spinny wheel shit and all, and the end around one. They're playing around. They're not just running around. He wants to do something. They'll draw it up and they go out there and do it. They're not just running around, hey, I'm open. That won't work in the NFL.
But I was surprised yesterday. They showed a couple of times how Mahomes missed guys wide open going down into cover. The only one guy, he had a touchdown. He was going out. I saw that one. William said it. One more extra second. You never see him criticize except for Aikman.
Yeah, no,
you never hear
would.
Him.
But no,
because Romo, he was drooling all over.
Oh, I know. I was telling Amy because she kept sending me. We're sitting next to each other, but she kept sending me pictures of like memes on the internet about Romo and Mahomes. She's like, "How can people hate him so much?" I go, "You just sent me 5 things. That's why." It's one guy was like, if Patrick Mahomes shit his pants on the field, he'd be like, "Look at the way he squatted, though. Imagine the grunt to get that out with the pressure on. I'm watching him wipe his ass. Look at the technique. There's nothing the guy could do wrong. Every time he missed a pass, that ankle's really bothering him.
Yeah.
Every time he made it, look how strong he is pushing through." And I told Amy, "This fucking guy is driving me crazy."
Yeah, I know.
Listen, I get it. It's a high ankle sprain. It's tough to go through. Say it once, maybe twice, but not every time he makes a play, and then every time he misses it, it's the ankle. Oh, it's the ankle. Shut the hell up.
But the NFL insists that these guys embellish these guys.
Oh, no, I know that. Well, that's what I told Amy. The reason why, like, at the end, when it was 4th down and the Bengals are going for it, Romo comes on. "Jim, what do you do here? Do you go for it?" And I told Amy, that's the Romo I want to hear. That fun guy who's excited about football. I don't want to hear, "Oh, his ankle's hurt. It's a bad pass." And the very next play, do the exact same thing. "Oh, man, look at this." I don't want to hear that. But I told him, I go, the color guy, he's got almost the worst job in sports. He has to ramble for 30 seconds between plays.
They don't have to, though.
They do, though. They're not going to sit there in silence. They're telling them, like you said, embellish. You can only tell a guy is good so many different ways. You can only use so many different words to say the guy's good. To where now it's like, all right, I'm sick to my stomach. Shut up.
I think with Greg Olsen in the first game, these guys are all premier guys. This guy's a linebacker NFL. This guy's, I mean, come on.
Listen, they're in the end of the season. They're in the best teams in the NFL. Obviously, they're going to be great players.
Yeah.
Again, once or twice. But you can't every single play, every time something, "Oh, man, these are the ones. They're going to be there forever." Like, shut up, dude. Just let the game happen. But they have to talk. Like the NFL says, you got to fill that time. Some guys are likable, and you put up with it a little bit more. Like, I can deal with Romo at times. I hate Chris Collinsworth. Romo's really good. Olsen's okay. Moose Johnson might be one of my top favorites. Like, he doesn't say too much. He's kind of even keel. I like Mark Sanchez, too. But these guys, man, I mean, we got off topic here with this Mahomes stuff. But So, yeah, that end of the play was absolutely one of the worst plays I've ever seen. You were right there. You guys going out of bounds. You know you can't touch him. You know you can't. And there's already a guy pursuing him out of bounds. So you're not even the guy getting him out of bounds. There's already somebody there. So what are you doing?
But it's funny. It wasn't out of bounds as much as I thought. When I first saw it, I go, oh, my God. But his foot was just like halfway on the line. And he was out of bounds. No. But it wasn't. I thought he was like way out of bounds.
No, but my thing, too, if he was a yard inbounds, there's a chance he could stop and turn upfield. So you do something.
Mahomes has done that before.
But he's not. He was literally
out of bounds. He was out of bounds.
But even still, even at that moment before his foot went out, he's clearly going out of bounds. There's no 2 yard in front of him where he can stop and start and turn sideways. He had only one place to go, and that was straight, which was 6 inches to out of bounds. Yeah. You can't do that. You have to know the situation. You have to.
Oh, hell
and even if he turns upfield, 1 or 2 more yards.
Yeah.
You gave him 15 yards, a 60-plus yard field goal, potential Hail Mary with 8 seconds left. Is now 45 yards for a guy who has a leg. And they showed the kick. It died right after that goal line, after the goal post, and came down maybe 2 or 3 yards deep. He wouldn't have made the big kick.
The kickers did it. They were doing 45. That was the farthest they went in practice. Pregame. It was 45 yards.
And it was what 3-0 Kansas City, 6-0 Kansas City, field goal for Cincinnati 6-3, then the touchdown. Another field goal, second quarter starts, and then boom, the pass to Higgins. I mean, that ball, 1, 2, 3, ball was out in the air. Receiver turns around, highest point. You couldn't draw a more perfect play. And the best pass of the night was, I think, in the second quarter, the out and up he threw to I text you what a throw to Hurst. I mean, the ball was out. Hurst was still going laterally, turned upfield. In his hands, the defender had his arms, the ball hit his hands. That was a perfect pass. You got to make that catch.
Well, I think Cincinnati had to work on some way, either get the ball faster or get better guys. I know they had three replacement players, but still, he was getting killed back there.
No, that was the offensive line of old. Burrow, on the play calling, whatever it was, but it's that or Kansas City came to play. That first drive, first quarter. He had 4 sacks in the first quarter.
3 in a row.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they kind of got together, but they came ready to play. And they were blitzing his ass off left and right. And then,
but it's even last week against Buffalo, he was throwing short, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it was the weather that dictated. Maybe weather kept them concise, in and out, move the ball. Why they wouldn't do that here, I don't know. But they had a few ins and outs. But yeah, they were doing a lot of over the top stuff, running from time to time.
Yeah. But it takes time over the top. He was getting...
No, I know. They were coming quick.
He was sacked 4 times, but he was knocked around.
Oh, he was hit a few.
And it's like that one grounding at the end.
Oh, that pissed me off.
How come running... this is what the NFL promotes running quarterbacks. Why do they get a chance to throw it away if they're running around because they know what they're doing, and he can't because he's in the pocket?
Yeah. P-Ryan was right there.
If you watch number 34, he was there. I mean, he turned in. That should have been...
Yeah, he was there, but it's like the ball didn't go to the line of scrimmage. It's almost... I've seen guys, as soon as the guy turns around, it's anybody's feet.
Yeah.
Anybody's feet.
Yeah.
P. Ryan was right there. 88 was there. But he turned out.
Off.
Yeah.
When I first saw him, I was like, oh, shit, he's grounding. But then when I saw him from the 38, he went like this, then he came back.
Yeah.
Once he turned back, that should have been.
Yeah, P. Ryan was right there. Why they called that? They're like, oh, he didn't hit the line of scrimmage. You're right to the guy's feet. What? Everyone goes to the feet. It's a smart play.
He did it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, so why was this one
different?
No, the refs here and the conspiracy weirdos were out there. Oh, they got to give Mahomes the NFL. They got to have the injured guy, the hero, and all this crap.
I'll put it this way. The NFL is happy as hell that these 2 quarterbacks are in the Super Bowl.
For sure.
They're happy as hell.
Oh, yeah, they had Joe Biden in the game, in the Philadelphia game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was a big problem to see. Like that the calls on those in that game was horrible.
Especially in Cincinnati, that coach, he was I think have a stroke.
I know.
He was
then
going
the one
nuts.
They had to redo the play. He resets the clock. On my whistle, go. Everybody plays all the way through, and then it's like no, the play should never happened. Who said that? Well, then they show the aerial shot. The back judge. Well, he starts coming in. The play starts. He runs back and umpires the game and officiates the game. No, then you don't come back and say, "Hey, I tried to stop it." No, you let the play go. You can run in there doing this the whole time, but he did. He stopped and he started refereeing the game. Then you get the pass interference, the holding, which wasn't even a holding call.
I know,
and you get a free first down.
Some of them holding call on defense.
Man.
I mean, you're supposed to stop the guy or impede where he's going.
And that might have been the one he was talking about. That might have been the one Gene's territory was like, listen, he had his arm there looking for that, but the guy made his break.
He was moving, yeah.
But if I was the coach out of Zach Taylor, I probably would have had a heart attack on the sideline.
He was going at it.
You stop him, you give him a free play, stop him again, some bullshit pass interference, holding. Oh my God! Like, listen, man, we get it. You want Mahomes in the Super Bowl, but you can't make it so obvious. I'm not a conspiracy guy.
That's your mom. Somebody wants Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Holy shit, that was unreal. Those calls.
We got to think about it. If you don't get there now, there's just 5 AFC champions and only one ring.
Yeah. Oh, look, they're not going to give him the Russell Wilson treatment. He'll always be the best there ever was. You know, Wilson was that for a few years.
They're putting him in the Hall of Fame last night. Him and Kelsey both.
No,
well, Kelsey's going to the Hall of Fame. He's been playing for a while,
right?
He's
been playing for a long time.
Yeah.
And then since he's got here, the numbers have been there for Kelsey for sure. Like, even the Kelsey brothers doesn't interest me. But we'll get to that in the preview.
The mother's going to be famous.
Yeah, where's she going to go?
Where you sitting at, Mom?
Yeah, she better have a jersey or shirt that's, cut in half ones.
That's cool. That stuff that's pretty cool.
We have Burrow, 270 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. One interception wasn't a good throw. The other one, I think the guy made a hell of a play. I can't remember which one it was.
That was the one the guy hit the ball and the guy behind him happened to be there.
And that
was a great tackle because he had a lot of room to go,
Higgins,
man.
He got him. But yeah, there was a fourth down, the big play to Chase. And Amy's like, I'm thinking to myself, you got to go short. But then the more I was thinking, we see this all the time on 4th and 2 on the offense is 20. Like when you get the ball back, you're going to be the 20 going in. These guys intercept the ball at the 50 because they're trained to get the interception and they give up 40 yards. So my guess is when he went for that play to chase down the middle, odds are if this gets intercepted, they're going to lose 50 yards. It was a bomb. They was going to make because these guys they're going for the interception, not knocking it down. So I was like, all right, maybe that could be the play. I still wasn't a fan of it, but it's your best player going up high.
And he got a couple good catches.
The ball was up there, so it wasn't like a underthrown ball or 2 thrown. The ball's where it needed to be.
The first thing when I saw that one catch, and I go, yes, Jefferson should have had that in the Minnesota game.
Unbelievable.
First thing popped in my mind, like, what the hell?
Yeah, he had Burrow with 30 rush yards. That one, 4th and 4.
I think it was 19.
And he took off with it.
Wasn't it 4th and 19, though, one of them was?
Well, maybe, but one, no, he was like, the field was wide open. He just took off straight. That was very timely.
He had a couple like that. Then a couple, he just flew it about 4 yards in front of him. And
I mean, that one play, the refs, in my opinion, had a big part to do with this.
You think about football. Especially the last few years, it seems like the referees are almost determining the games.
Yeah, because they I mean, that's why people get in the head of this conspiracy stuff because they want to. It's offensive driven. We talked about it before, where if any offensive play aided by a personal foul to get that extra first down, almost always ends in a score. So they're making sure these plays get put out there. And I get sometimes, depending on the quarterback, it's hard to watch them because they're moving fast, they're doing this, and then all of a sudden if the guy breaks out, like we saw a couple weeks ago, the first time ever, well, the quarterback's out, so you can't pass interference or like no one's ever heard that rule before. You can hit it but not hit him because it's a running court. Like what the hell is that? Like I've never heard that before. So maybe some of the rules you got to interpret differently.
These rules for the last 20 years to protect the quarterback. No, they're to protect the running quarterback.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because they're not back there fast enough. They're running around getting crushed. Yeah. Well, listen, if 3-step drop, you're not going to get hit that often.
I think you guys were playing 15, 20 years ago. Every time you could hit the quarterback anytime he got. Nowadays, you can't even look at him sideways.
Yeah.
If the ball's not even near his hand.
I mean, look at Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 6 for 116 and a touchdown. They had at one point the Chiefs had no receivers on the field, no starters. I think they had Scantling. That was it. Miko Hardman came back, got hurt. You had Smith-Schuster. I think he was out. Tony was out. They had like their 4th-string tight ends in playing receiver at one point.
Yeah, but they ain't got no receiver like a home,
Chase
Jefferson, something like that, or Chase.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, so to me, that was not. To me, that's not. As long as you have Kelsey in there.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. They started doubling Kelsey,
but they always do. But it don't matter.
No. But Kelsey had nothing for a good portion yesterday. But then Scandling, he ended up getting. He was balls to the wall.
I think they were protecting him because they get the one lateral.
Yeah.
And if he plays later, he put the lateral. It looked like he just took off himself.
Man, that hook and ladder was so cool to see though. That was there. He just didn't. He didn't get it out there. He didn't get it far enough.
And that guy put his arm over for the first down. That guy was
a hell of a play.
That was that close to flopping the ball away.
That was a hell of a play, though. But even the touchdown that Mahomes threw to Scandling, he's falling backwards. Oh, yeah. The ball's here. The ball just right by his hand. Man.
That was a bad throw. No, he had a lot of room in front of him to get that ball.
Yeah.
If he just let him. No, he had to stop for the ball.
And he almost got swatted down. He almost had to swat it down, but he's turning. He's going here, so he threw to a spot. Like he got there, and Hilton was right behind him. 21 was right there.
No, but you see, I mean, Holmes, to me, he threw a lot of off balls yesterday.
Well, unless according to Tony Romo, it's his ankle. He couldn't step into a lot of them.
No, because a lot of times.
Which does make sense to a certain point.
But he throws the bomb a lot.
It's every play. Every time he threw a bad play, it's the ankle. Every time it was a great play, look at him. Like, listen, I understand it contributed, but it can't be every mistake is the ankle and every good thing is not. It doesn't work that way.
But if you watch him play over the years, a lot of times he's jumping in the air throwing the ball.
Oh, I know.
He's ain't on the ground even.
Yeah, well, they think that's so cool and fun. But when you have a guy like Kelsey who's always 10 yards down the field who can catch pretty much anything, it's going to make you look good.
And he's like 10 yards open most of the time.
Yeah, he's always open.
You see him, they're like, God, there's no one around him like 10 feet.
Well, that was our odd way of doing that game. But, yeah, it was wanted a different outcome. It didn't happen. We have the Super Bowl is going to be the Chiefs and the Eagles. I'm not too overly excited about either one of these teams. I wouldn't mind seeing Philadelphia get it. Then with the young quarterback, A.J. Brown coming over from Tennessee, the second-year guy, Sarantini, I think his name is. That would be cool to see. I wouldn't mind seeing Andy Reid get more added to his legacy of being one of the best ever. The only problem is if Mahomes gets one more of these announcers, they're going to be insufferable to listen to. I can't listen to that crap. Yeah. I have no problem rooting for Mahomes. His commercials are funny. Seems like a good dude. The announcers make me not want to root for this guy because they slob him up every time he drops back. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I have no he's not a bad dude. I enjoy watching him play, but I cannot listen to the announcers. They make me root against him.
See, I don't care for watching. To me, I don't care for watching stuff. I mean, that's like we were kids. You play football in the street. Okay, you two guys go short. You two guys go long. I'll get somebody open out there and I'll throw it to you. That's what it's like. I mean, Troy Aikman and Brady said a few weeks ago. He goes, sometimes I'm watching these games, and I can't believe this is professional football.
No, I could see that, too. I could see that. But, like I said, it's just the announcers are horrible. Yeah, they're told to build these guys up
because
not
that much. Yeah, hey.
No, some of it's a little nutty because part of it, too, is marketing. I remember years ago at Emmitt Smith, you have your helmet all the time. You want to market yourself. There's not much you can do.
But that was Sabbath.
Yeah.
He was the one that got...
Well, now you have social media and stuff like that, but...
Because he always takes his helmet off out in the field, but then they changed the rule. You can't do that no more. Well, you're not really marketing yourself on someone else's time.
Yeah.
You're really marketing the NFL.
Yeah, but that's one of the same. And that's old school thing. That doesn't happen anymore. These guys all market themselves all the time.
The NFL allows it.
Yeah, because it helps them. They're linked to these guys probably in their contract somewhere. Any social media thing you get, we get 10%, whatever it is, you wouldn't be here without us. So, yeah, they probably promote it because they're probably getting paid for it.
The NFL is?
Yeah. My guess is they've got something in these depending on what these guys are doing.
I wouldn't say that.
Listen, I'm talking about if it's NFL related. If they're out there doing their own thing, I could see no. But if they're doing something NFL related, the NFL is not going to let them go dance around on the internet with their logo if they're not going to be benefited.
But if you watch, a lot of times the logo is not. They have a generic uniform on sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. That's not a big deal. But if they're doing something with the NFL's the shield, they're going to be getting a kickback from it somehow. They're not going to be out there, doing nothing. If they do something stupid, the NFL's probably not going to back them up. But if they're out there doing a dance or doing something funny and likable, hey, put the shield there to show, hey, we're good people, and they'll probably, my guess is they get some sort of kickback from that. The shield doesn't get put on just because. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I said, like you see, a lot of that commercials, they're not.
No, not at all.
Even the number 4 you had with that.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about social media stuff where you're doing your own thing. You're at backyard playing around like WWE wrestlers do it all the time. They're always doing something. It's their part of their character is like when they're online, they're still in character. The NFL, these guys aren't in character. They're regular people. But, like, I'm trying to figure out how to word, like, with the busting the boys stuff, the one guy, Will Conley, was trying to get back to the NFL. The NFL said, okay, stop all your podcasting stuff, and we can let you back in. Because he was doing betting with the boys, like gambling stuff. The NFL doesn't promote gambling, so you have to stop that, which is fine. He was willing to do it, but now you're going to be back in the NFL. You can't be on saying this, can't be on saying that, can't be on doing this, can't be on doing that. Why? 100 guys in the NFL podcast, why am I not allowed to do all this stuff? And the
depends on what you're saying, too, though.
But it doesn't, though. It's free. You can say what you want. Because if everyone is on there doing it, you're not on there as so-and-so from the NFL. You're on there as a regular player, as a regular person. This is your side deal. So there's certain things you can and cannot do.
But an NFL player cannot go on a podcast say the referee sucked yesterday.
No, that's my point, though. So there's certain things you have to not say.
And Joey Bosa is going to be fined. You see that video I sent you?
Yeah. So, hey, listen, good for him. Tell the guy, go screw yourself.
To me, you guys get out of stuff like that.
No, I'm with you.
Just walk in. These guys want to be. They want to be famous.
No,
they do. Not how to be famous by taking something down that's famous.
Yeah, what I see, I was listening to, we'll transition to regular talk now for a little bit.
Okay.
Where I was listening to Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson, and they were talking about narcissistic men who are aggressive and regular men who are aggressive, and it's the regular men who are aggressive that keep the narcissist at bay, the psychopaths at bay, because psychopaths are usually narcissists and they're down to talk a bunch of crap and be unchallenged. It's the non-narcissist, the non-psychopath aggressive man that keeps them checked because they're used to saying something stupid, and then the aggressive man will punch them in the face and shut them down. So social media is the exact opposite. Not only is no one there to check you, it's encouraged.
Yeah.
The more stupid shit you
the more
do,
followers you have.
And the more followers you get, they'll monetize you to make money for it.
Yeah.
So it's almost the exact opposite of how society is going to be. So that guy who filmed Bosa, he'll put it on his.
That's gonna be all over his.
He'll put it on his thing.
Yeah.
He'll get a bunch. People follow just to say they're following. They actually are followers, not following the information just to say, "Oh yeah, I knew this guy. I was on here before." Like it's crazy, but yeah, they're incentivized to be assholes because no one's there to check them. No one's there to punch you in the face for saying, "Hey man, you're an asshole." Typing it away, okay, no harm, no foul. But if you say it in real life, someone will probably punch you in the face, so it'll deter you from being an idiot. And I listen to it like, man, and I don't listen to Jordan Peterson stuff that often, but I was listening to it the other day. I was like, God damn, this guy, he really knows his shit. Like he really knows what he's talking about.
A lot of them guys do, though. Listen to them.
Yeah.
But they get.
He's being
in a woke society, you really can't go out there and say stuff on them.
Oh, no, he said he has 13 lawsuits against him from the College of Psychology in Canada, whatever the hell it is, because it's all politics. I did whatever for X amount of years. It wasn't until I started talking out loud. I've got 13, 6 of them I can guarantee are unfounded. Are false, but the other ones, no, they're false. But he was telling Joe Rogan, one of them is the entire transcript of our last conversation. They're using because I kept saying that climate is a religion, it's a cult. It has nothing to do with people. It's nothing. It's a cult. It's an ideology that people need to feed into. So they're using that against me because all these things that call my psychology degree or practice into question are all political. Not one of them are from my actual patients, because I guess in Canada how it works is anyone, anywhere can file a lawsuit against me and say I'm demeaning the practice of psychology.
Here too,
it might be, but I got them from New Zealand, from Norway, from America, all these things. Not one of them are my patients, none of them. But I'm being detrimental to the College of Psychology, whatever the big thing is up there. And I'm like, God, he goes, listen, I'm not going to stop.
If you're not woke, they're coming after you.
I do what I got to do. Then he was talking about having multiple streams of income, because if you can't position yourself to tell your employer you're this, you're that, to screw you, you probably haven't positioned yourself well in life. And he goes, but then Joe Rogan made a good point, because not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do all of these things. And Peter's like, I get it. I understand it, but you've got to. The point of that is don't rely on one thing. Do your best to expand yourself, your brand, your marketability, your whatever it is, your skills, because if one door shuts, you don't want to have everything shut down in that one door. I mean, that makes sense.
That makes sense, though. Yeah.
But, man, the stuff he was talking about, and...
Those are the guys that want to shut down, you know. Because he makes you think. They don't want you to think.
Oh, yeah, no thinking allowed.
They want to tell you
like fact checkers. I saw a post the other day. Fact checkers started when you started questioning what you're being told. Like, why would you have to fact check that? You should just say, you say it, and let us determine if it's real or not. But instead, too many of us were seeing it's bullshit. We have the fact checking now. And another thing is, like, follow the science. Sure, the science is going to support your thought when you censor all the ones that oppose it. So, of course, all the science is going to support it. And all that shit is true.
Science is like climate. It changes all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, but these climate people, they're nuts.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a religion. It's a cult. It's not. You can't think for yourself. And then he made another point about these transgender teachers or these people for the kids. How do you say? I marked some of it down because I wanted to react to it. He said... He goes, it's called, there's a term for it, because these women never had kids. They don't have that maternal instinct of protection of whatever, so they've taken on the earth as their infant. That's the thing they have to protect, the virgin earth. And I'm thinking to myself, because I've always said this, it's older white women with no kids or kids have grown out, grown up and grown away, are the ones who drive this shit. They're the ones, and everywhere you look, it's like, it's not 100%, nothing is absolute.
Oh, no, but
it is like 7 out of 10 of them are older women with nothing to do with themselves. Majority of them are white because, who knows why, they have nothing to do. And he's like, they take it on the earth as their infant to raise and protect. And he goes, listen, he goes, it's the earth. He's like, Mother Earth needs help. You know, like, how idiotic does that sound? I'm thinking to myself, oh, thank God. I might just play this loop over and over again, because the thing I always say is these people can't balance a checkbook, but they're going to figure out a way to save the earth. God, how stupid can you be? How ignorant can you be? That's arrogance at the highest level. People are going to find a way to better the earth. Get the hell out of here with that.
They can't even stop like a single hurricane or a single tornado or a single whatever. They can't. I mean, you're going to save the whole earth. Earth takes care of itself. That's why we have hurricanes. That's why we have all that stuff.
Yeah, it does what it needs to do. Like no one, like I said, no one. Even they said it. I believe it as well. No one is denying people contribute to what's going on to Earth, but to contribute to where, like, cow farts and stuff, like. No, dude, like that. People do not contribute to Earth that much where it causes an issue. I mean, it's probably scrubbed from online. But wasn't Mount St. Helens 20, 30 years ago emitted more pollutants in the Earth in one fell swoop than all of history, even up until now? Yeah. But no, they don't talk about that anymore.
Hell no. I remember that. 1980, I think it was.
Yeah, it was early on.
The old man stayed at his house on his porch and washed him right away. I forgot his name.
That's nuts.
But that's what he did, though, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't understand Earth anyhow. That's why we have these volcanoes and all that stuff. The Earth is doing something.
No, it's balancing out. Like, I remember down here a while back, every now and then it gets really, again, this could be just connecting dots that aren't there. But there are times where you get these little cold snaps down here, and it's super windy, but it's cold as shit, and it's South Florida. It doesn't get that cold.
People laugh at me and say it's cold.
Yeah, but it gets freezing cold, and I've always said it happens every 7 to 10 years. And my guess is that the iguanas we have down here, all these invasive species, eat enough of the natural stuff, the natural earth, the plants, these big snakes in the Everglades eating some of these other mammals that do other things. And all of a sudden the earth like does a checks and balances and says, we got maybe one more year of this before we have to kind of do a reset. And then they keep doing their thing, and all of a sudden it's cold as shit, and you see iguanas falling from trees, splattering on the ground
run over and stuff.
They've done too much, and the earth has to correct. Again, I could just be guessing. I could be that maybe it doesn't happen on that scale, but my guess is with nature, everything works together, and when things are out of balance, Mother Nature comes in, spanks their ass. Hey, let's stop screwing around here, guys. Boom, and we get a reset, and we got it for another 7 to 10 years, and then she has to come in here and do her thing again. That, to me, makes more sense than cow farts and cars polluting the earth. That doesn't make any sense to me. And all this sustainable energy stuff is... They tell me the cobalt... I watched his videos that Joe Rogan put up. They're mining into the ground for this stuff. Cobalt, I don't think, is being produced. I don't know how minerals work. But you could produce oil, I assume, bones, or replicate it. You have synthetic oil now. My guess is anyway. But so cobalt, the stuff for the natural, safe, renewable energy, the lithium battery that dies after 10 years, cobalt's going to be gone. They keep mining it the way they're mining it. Yeah. Maybe 50 years or so, who knows? But that's not a renewable resource. That's going to be gone. Fossils, listen, I'm not a archaeologist, but I don't know how fossils work. But wouldn't people say 100 years from now, I don't know how long it takes to fossilize something where it can be turned to oil?
Probably millions of years, I'd imagine.
Would it be? Okay.
Because the fossils was dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Oil is.
This is a weird thought, but people die. Why don't you start dragging bones out of the ground pretty soon and fossilize? Wouldn't that be renewable? People are part of the earth. We keep showing up. When we die, break our bones down and make it into oil. It sounds batshit crazy, but my guess is maybe it's a possibility. But we've been waiting for
fossil fuels. We're not, the technology ain't there yet, the electric cars and stuff.
No, it's not.
But 20, 30, 40 years, oh yeah.
No, it could be. They could find a way. But to say now we have to do it versus, like I said, there's a guy on Joe Rogan who went to the Congo and videotaped little snippets of what's going on. It's thousands of people with their little shovels digging stuff out, throwing it to the side. Kids they put into the mines. They have no structure, no posts. They go down 20, 30 feet into the ground. The mines collapse all the time, and people die down there. And then you see the commercials here of kids laughing and joking, we're saving the earth. Let me see a side by side of how that shit gets to your little car, and then see you talk about, I love earth, I love people. Get out of here with that. That's such crap, man.
What? Oh, I know yesterday was a commercial on with Kevin Bacon and his daughter. If that was the only car, I bet it ain't. I bet he has like 10 cars. Just like the Capite. Obama gave him a electric car. He drives around Hollywood a little bit, but he's not driving that thing when he needs a car.
No, hell no.
That's a joke. That should be false advertisement. That's his only car. That's why he wants us to have one car, and that's going to be it. We can go 300 miles on it. Big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 300 miles. Then it's like 18 minutes, 80% charge. Okay, well, I might need 100% charge because I can't keep stopping every hour to charge my car. What if I get to a spot that doesn't have a charger?
Because I don't know how. Because the way my phone seems to work, the first 20% takes a long time, and the last like 4 or 5%, I can be on 3%. It seems like for hours.
Yeah, but that middle,
that middle man is, and that's what happens. Yeah.
No, it's such a joke though, and the biggest thing is they market it, and what's even worse is the idiots who take it in and think it's truth. They're destroying the earth far more than anything has ever been done with the cobalt in these Congo mountains, and nobody cares. But here, we're digging into the ground by Americans who have more regulations than anyone in the world, the safest it can be, but it's okay that the people in the Congo are using 12-year-old kids climbing in the mines, collapsing and killing them because it doesn't matter to you because you're not there, you don't see it.
Back to the fossil fuel stuff. We ban it here, but we buying it from everybody else.
Oh, yeah, I know.
What a crap.
And that's the dumbest shit, too.
I mean, who's going to mine it better than we are? Cleaner and everything else.
Yeah. China, Russia, the ones we're buying it
from.
Venezuela.
China and India always told you, we ain't doing that damn electric car crap. We're building more coal mines. And guess who's going to buy energy? That. We're going to buy energy from China in a few more years.
That's the plan, so we can be in debt to them forever. Yeah. But it was someone the other. It was Jordan Peterson was talking about Germany's doing all these things. They're doing this. And I got to find them.
Germany got screwed because they got rid of all that. And now Russia says, guess what? We're turning it off. Russia has Europe on anytime they want to.
He said it yesterday. He goes, I was just over in Western Europe or Eastern Europe, whatever it is. He goes, one, they're very pro-America. They think they're concerned that they just got out of socialism in the late 80s, early 90s. And they're like, what are you guys doing over there?
I know. Like most countries ask that.
Oh, I know. Like what? It doesn't work. Like we fought like hell to get out of it. We're out of it. Why are you guys wanting to do it? But do you not know history? He goes, it was like Albania. He goes, then I was in this country and this country. He goes, it's all the same thing. Like what are you guys doing? Yeah. So he goes over there. They ask you between 5 and 6, turn all your products off. We can't afford the energy. We don't have the energy. He goes, they're raising the rates. It's more expensive over there than anywhere in the world. And he goes, what you're doing is essentially you're killing poor people. You're saying if you don't have the money, you're going to die because you're saying, well, no, we're making sure that the energy is only used appropriately, only used the right way. So we're making it more expensive to say that if you buy, you really need it. He goes, and you're killing all the poor people.
Yes.
Don't forget that part. You can justify all you want. except for you're killing all of the poor people. Because somebody estimated they keep going like this for a year or 5 years, something like that, they'll kill 130,000 people just by starving them out alone because they don't have...
But is that by design?
Of course it is. My opinion is anyway. Most people, most countries, most people in power, in my opinion, see human as people as just a cog in the machine. They don't value...
That's why they're sending them all here.
Yes, especially like here, a dog's life is more valuable in America than most people's lives in 3/4 of the world.
Yeah.
But the big higher up people, they listen, their people, their family, that's all that really matters. Even then, they may not like their family. They just need to make the money, keep the machine going, and people are cogging that machine. We're expendable to them.
And if you're poor, ain't making money, you're draining.
You're a drain on them. You're a drain. So he was saying over there, so Germany was doing all this stuff, having, they're justified doing all these things. And I'm probably saying this incorrectly, because they're justified using the green energy and all this stuff, but now they're making coal mines again because they can't afford it. He goes, so they did all this stuff, didn't get what they wanted, and now going to make coal. Like, admit you screwed up, admit what you're doing is wrong, double dipping, whatever it is. He goes, but they're not. They're have more coal mining starting now than ever before because they tried this way of doing things and it doesn't work.
The only people who get rid of coal mines are going to be in America. That's it.
Oh, yeah. And by design, so we can be bending the knee to the rest of the world so we can be indebted to them. That's how this shit's supposed to go. Need Trump, bro. Trump. People don't realize, man, Trump now more than ever is who you need in office to combat all this crap. I want DeSantis, but I don't think he's got it in him to do this. He's a politician. He's not a fighter, in my opinion.
Plus, he has to live. He's going to probably live 30 or 40 more years, DeSantis. You take all that crap for that off. Because once you're president, what do you do?
Yeah.
You're done.
That's funny because I could see where some people are, has the Trump stuff worn off. And then I see all these polls. He leads DeSantis by like 30 points or something. He's the top. But there's no one there to combat him. There's no one there. He's still as popular now as he was before. And this is what everybody's saying. He's not popular.
Press won't tell you that. Yeah.
He's more popular now than ever before. From when I see people on Twitter and talk, the media says all these things. They put all these polls like, zero that popular. And then I look, 50,000 people, 10% say no, it's all red for Democrat, or the poll is all Democrat, and then independent Republican, it's not even close.
Some reason polls are that way. They're like 40% Democrat, 30% Republican, then whatever the rest is, other people.
But no, man, like it's they, and again, for anybody who
you have to read the question too. Don't.
Oh yeah,
they say Trump's not popular. Read the question.
Yeah.
What is how they ask the question?
He's still popular. He did a thing the other day, I think, and it was everywhere. New Hampshire, I think it was.
I haven't seen Trump in a while now.
He had a rally yesterday, I think.
Well, I know he said something about. On the way over here, he said something about DeSantis. Yeah, he's disloyal or something like that to him or something.
I saw Megyn Kelly. I think she had said something. She was talking to Dave Rubin, maybe. It was a real quick clip on YouTube. And she's like, listen, DeSantis, he's not going to run. And I think it was Rubin, or why not? He's not going to beat Trump. So you don't put yourself out there to get beat. You know you can't beat him. The way you get by Trump is you don't go against him. No one in any party is going to go against him and get nominated. He's going to wipe the floor with everybody. He's still saying what people feel. He's still the guy.
It's even more now because he see what the other side does now. He's right what he said.
Yeah. Oh no, they show the clip all the time. Biden's saying this. Biden come with it's Trump. All these lies about me, about energy. Then Trump. Biden's going to come in, turn all your energy off, and then show the stats. They're going to say this about the electric cars. Biden's going to make everybody get an electric car and turn off gas. They said this lie about me. And then he says something else about Pennsylvania and the coal miners. Listen, he told you. He said he was going to do it.
Biden,
now he's lying about it, saying, the lies are about me. You said what you were going to do in the beginning and did it.
He did it.
And now he's lying. I never said all that stuff. Get out of here.
Probably don't know.
No, he's out there, bro. He's yeah, man, scapegoat Joe. It's coming.
What they say, like Biden's only less than a year ago, he says, "Oh no, we're not sending tanks to Ukraine. That would start World War III." What do you do this last week?
They sent a whole bunch.
Let me tell you something about them tanks too. Those guys, we're supposed to be taking them, train them. No, we're going to be driving. American soldiers are going to be driving them tanks.
Yeah,
because no one knows how to use them except for us.
That's the problem I have with this war by proxy, whatever they call it. I don't want American soldiers over there fighting for some bullshit.
But they're going to be, though.
But so they're using other people to fight their war, which then you got to think about, like, humanity. These people shouldn't be in that war either, so these assholes can get rich and powerful. That's all it's about. They need Putin out so they can get someone over there that shares their ridiculous vision, and they can start more corruption. Putin, I'm not defending the guy for what he does. I don't think he's a very good dude, but he's not buying into the bullshit that we're trying to push over there, and they can't have that. And they're using other people to fight for us. And again, if it was a legit war, I'd rather our people be safe and other people have to deal with it. But it's not a legitimate war. They are just power tripping and using other people to fight for us. And
they're depleting our military. Again, that's what Democrats do. Obama did it. Now Biden's doing it. They deplete the military.
Bro, like, how can you look at these liberals and think? And again, I'm not sure what even a Democrat is out there anymore. Like, they're going to be sucked into the machine the second they make a logical statement.
They're out there, but
where are they?
The machine don't let them talk.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If they ended up making a voice for
wasn't
themselves.
It Cabot? She's still a
who?
Democrat. Tulsi Cabot. She's still a Democrat.
Yeah, but a lot of people think she's a plant from the WEF. Like,
whatever, though. I'm just saying she's a Democrat.
No, I get it.
If you listen to her view, she's out there too on the left. You know,
oh yeah, but she also.
She don't be the pedophiles teaching your kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, she has certain things. And listen, most of them do, but there's a line in the sand. But these people in here, everything they do is race, everything they do is sexist, everything they do is nothing is about substance. It's all about pissing you off and keeping you divided.
I'm blaming it on you.
It's unbelievable. Like the Tyre Nichols thing. That's a horrible situation. They're still out there. Well, you know, the cops, that mentality comes from slave drivers. That's how you keep. What the fuck are you talking about? It doesn't come from slave drivers. First of all, these were black guys being police officers, and I did.
But they're a special unit.
Yeah,
and Memphis is the worst crime in one of the worst in the whole world.
I did it the other day. Actually, I just took it down. Was it wrong? I just did a fire up the mics the other day about it because Steve and I had talked about crime before. Top 3 cities highest crime rate per 1,000. Murder, Memphis is second. Rape, it's not on there. Robbery, Memphis is second. Aggravated assault, Memphis is second.
Percentages or what?
What?
Percentages or what? Like New York has 100 more murders than Memphis. Memphis has 600,000 people.
No,
New York has 8 million people.
Yeah, top 3 cities with the highest crime rate per 100,000.
Okay.
So Memphis is second. It's Detroit, Memphis, Milwaukee. Rape, Detroit, Denver, Columbus, Ohio. Robbery, Houston, Memphis, Milwaukee. Aggravated assault, Memphis, Detroit, Milwaukee. And then crime in America, the top 10, which I fudged the words the other day, the top 10 most dangerous cities, St. Louis is 1, Jackson, Mississippi is 2, Detroit is 3, New Orleans 4, Baltimore 5, Memphis is 6. So, and when I did the Fire Up the Mics about it, go there and check it out. It's 12 minutes long, Fire Up the Mics, Tyre Nichols, and the Memphis Police. Most police officers deal with the worst of the worst, we'll say once a week. Some of them deal with them on a daily basis.
These guys did.
No, these guys are part of this. So the thing is, if you're in arguably the top 3 worst city in America, you're not dealing with the best people day to day. These people, they're probably dealing with the worst on a daily basis.
Yes.
So you can't go there and think, oh, this guy's, I'm going to pull him over, I'm going to respond to a house call, I'm going to come to a robbery and think, oh, he's a good guy. You got to have some edge to you because you're probably not going to get to a regular person. And the second you have a regular person, you have to find a way to dial back your intensity if there is any.
But here's the bottom line is this. The cop told him, sit down. He didn't do any of that stuff. He fought back from the get-go. He fought back.
He ran away.
No, because you don't see the whole video. Is that the Rodney King video? You don't see the whole video from the beginning. You just see him taking him out of the car. But why did they take him out of that car for?
Well, I don't know.
See, you don't know because they showing you.
No, I don't know why they took him out of the car.
But they tell him, I heard all on that video, sit down, behave, arm behind your back. He did none of that crap.
Listen, I get all that stuff, but at one point he was subdued. You can't drop kick a guy in the face because he's rolling around.
He kicked him, That's
a problem. If he's fighting back, I get it. And I am for if someone is fighting back, the cop should kick his ass. He should go harder at him than not. But what I saw in the video,
no, 5 guys that big should be able to get that little skinny guy.
Yeah,
and
so
like that.
I get what you're saying, but this, no matter what he did, running away, they tased him, they cuffed him, whatever it is.
See, that's the problem there because nowadays, you can't give him a chokehold, you can't put your knee in the back, you can't do any of that thing.
Yeah,
you have to tase him. You have to do all
you
kind
can't
of,
subdue him the right way.
That taser didn't bother him at all.
No, it didn't.
So they make it figure these guys on dope, man, somehow. Hey.
Yeah, but once you have when he kicked him, they had him on the ground.
That guy should be.
He needs to be put in jail.
He should be put in jail forever. You don't do that stuff.
No, and like I get it. Listen, there's certain things you have to do as a cop. You have to be aggressive.
The very first thing, I was watching the tape with my grandson. He's 13 years old. I told him, cop pulls you over, shut up and listen to what he says.
Yeah, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no
That's
sir.
It. You have a problem with him, you do it later. But don't mouth off to him right there because he's pissed off already. Yeah, you don't know what's going on. Those are people. But at the same, and to not get in that situation. But again, he ran away. They tased him. They did all this stuff. They tacked him to the ground. Shut up, all this stuff. I see it. But at some point, like he was on the ground. I don't know why you have 2 guys on him. You can't cuff him. He starts getting up again. One, sit down. But you have 2 guys on him. You can't cuff him and hold him still. But I've heard cops say, it's not like a TV cop shows.
Oh, yeah.
Getting guys back, it's a rough job sometimes.
No,
if they don't want to be handcuffed, believe me. It's a job.
But
you
got 3 guys on him.
Oh, yeah, 5 guys should have took him down and, hey.
But from what I saw, nothing for and again, they edited the video, my guess, to make you pissed off.
Oh, yeah, because they said it all week.
Yeah, the worst thing.
Handling all them guys, the same words, horrendous and all this stuff.
They probably haven't seen it yet either.
It was already primed up.
They were just saying, I mean,
they got it, and why Friday night 6 o'clock? Why? Because Friday night, the weekend's coming the next day. 6 o'clock when it gets dark. They wanted riots. They wanted that crap
for sure. Because that's more for them to report.
Didn't happen.
No, I put something out where if you I don't know if I can find it off the top of my head right here, but I'll read it to you the right way so I can say, because it was pretty interesting here. I put out for the if you question Biden, the liberal agenda, teachers teaching sexuality, etc., DOJ goes after you as a domestic terrorist, but Antifa outright targets police and police stations, and that's perfectly okay.
Did you see that?
Like they put a flyer out. Yeah,
Did you see it?
I did that. I wrote this next to the flyer. Here's what bring to the burning. Burn it all down. Bring rocks, heavy objects, pipes, spray paint, kerosene, lighters.
New York City.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? How is that okay? But if I tell some trans teacher, hey, don't talk sex to my kid, or Biden's he's nuts, you're going to give me as a domestic terrorist? Or these people are telling you where they're going to be, the weapons they're going to have, and you're like, it's freedom of speech. Get out of here with that.
Because they're part of the Democratic Party. I mean,
Antifa for sure.
Are they being investigated?
Yeah.
They'd be investigated if they weren't.
No, they want. If you cared about the people, you know this is going to cause a problem. You're going to have them out there looting and rioting. Then you're going to have some people who are going to say, if the cops aren't going to do anything, I'm going to do something about it. And then they're going to get in trouble because the cops are not doing their job, allowing these assholes to go do their thing.
Here's something I'm surprised at right now, is how come they didn't come out and say, look, these are black cops. They took care of them right away.
What do you mean?
They arrested him, got rid of him right away. A lot of times, the white cops, like the guy in the Floyd guy, he was there for a while. The trial, it took forever to get rid of him, it seemed like.
Well, it looked like they just wanted this swept under the rug as fast as possible.
This guy, you see them, man. The mug, see the picture? Yeah. They're like mug shots.
I mean, listen, these guys work with the worst of people. Yes. They screwed up big time here, man.
Kicking a guy down like that.
He's already.
And they should have seduced him. They should have.
Yeah, they got to find a way to do something else.
My bottom line is, cops, it's just like the Bright Line train stuff. They want to spend millions of dollars putting up all these roadblocks. Hey, idiot, the train comes, you stop, you don't go through the damn thing. It's easy.
Yeah, you're wasting
why
tax
spend all
dollars
damn
and
money on crap like that?
Yeah, we got to get more stuff. How about it's a train? Yeah. Don't go.
It's the train's fault. No, it ain't.
No.
It's coming. You hear it a mile away.
Yeah, no, if you guys know Bright Line down here, it takes somebody out, seems like once a day.
Once a week, I know.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And they want to block off or you build it where you can't you're not allowed to, you won't be able to drive on the tracks and the thing comes down.
Or just people don't listen, and it's not like there's no, you hear the train and you're hoping it doesn't come. It's like a regular train track.
It's faster than most trains.
Well, no, it's like a regular train tracks. The ding, ding, ding comes, the 2 bars go down,
and
the train goes by. The people are running right through those things and getting hit by the train. So
and they blame the train.
Yeah, it's not like it's some wide open free for all. The regular train stopping arms are there. The people are not paying attention, so now they're going to spend more money putting more security up so the people don't run it. It's a train going like 90 miles an hour.
Even if they don't, none of that stuff, you hear them coming a mile away.
Certain points, the train, I looked it up because a friend of mine works out east, and he goes, it seems like once a week, once a month, someone's getting crushed. So we looked it up. They get to, at top speed, like 120 miles per hour, depending on where they are. Yeah. But in residential, they're going 80 plus, and it's a train that's the tons of poundage, steel, and I'm gonna see if
I can beat it.
Is people driving? Is people walking across it?
Yeah, I know. It's all crazy stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, common sense for a lot. I mean, people are losing their lives for other people's mistakes, their own mistakes, and just idiocy at times.
There's the lawyer stuff. You watch TV at night. Nothing's your fault no more.
Oh, yeah, no one's held accountable for being an asshole.
It's always someone else's fault that something happens to you. That's crazy stuff.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it. That's, NFL. We'll try to do a preview show for the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. This is the regular stuff here, finishing up some political things. And that is it. You guys have a great day. Episode 143. Talk to you again soon.
Yeah, it's America first, family first.